If you say so.
I
Hope
think.
so. Yeah, we were good to go.
Hi, everybody. It's Schmackamagob. It's another Thursday. It's another Almost Human Live. And I'm here with Wayne, Tony, and Count Ralphus. And we're here to talk about the 50th anniversary of Motorhead.
The 8th of May. The 8th of May.
That's right. It's the 8th of May.
Yeah.
May the 8th be with you.
And so it be with you.
May 8th. Get it?
May 8th, yes.
May the 8th be with you. See, I did a little Star Wars thing.
You did. You
Hey,
did.
look, I got this weird Lemmy action figure. Want to show you all?
You know what? I did have a Lemmy. I had a Super 8 one. Where the fuck did it go? I
I've
can't
got
find
those,
anything.
but they're hanging on the wall over here. And I
Yeah.
don't want to take them. I don't want to take them down. So
This is
Oh,
I figured
I got the Super 8s out. Got this one, Snaggletooth, and then
Yeah, that's the one I have. The one that Ralph has there. That one, little one.
Ralph, I have one like that, but it's silver. It's like been silvered, like it's bronze or something, but it's
Yeah.
silver.
okay.
yeah,
Weird.
they make them. They make
That
you
one
get
is
it. They
silver,
make
but it's bronze.
the 10 different variations of it. The Misfits one was the craziest. They had like every color you can come up with, same Crimson Ghost, but with every color. But yeah, I got that one that Ralph pulled out too. The bigger.
I don't know why the hand is out. I don't know what's the deal with that.
So you could take you could shake his hand.
He's reaching for his drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got this one. There was like two different versions of that.
Yeah, that's the one I've got. Count. It's in the same kind of package as that, but it's silver. Like I said, they made a silver one.
It's like bronze, but it's silver.
I got one that
It's a
I got one
statue.
that none of
He's a
you-
statue.
I got one that none of these guys got. It's a Buddha Snaggletooth. It's Buddha.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
That's all.
Well,
This
to
is one of
match
those
you with
3D
that,
things
I have the Lemmy prayer candle.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I have a Ronnie James Dio one like this as well, but the Lemmy prayer candle. Pray to Lemmy. Yeah,
That's funny.
Yep.
I got this cool one too. This is like a really nice.
Is that the one that
Oh,
came with
yeah.
like some box set or something?
It's like a knuckle bones one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You guys want to go shoot some pool?
And that-
I've got my Motorhead pool cue.
Very cool. Where would you get something like that? Like what the hell was that?
This,
Yeah.
when I worked for Sanctuary Records, they owned a merch company called Bravado at the time, and one of the Bravado reps worked in our office, and he's like, "Yeah, anything in the catalog you want, go get it."
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
Hey, I'll take a Motorhead pool cue.
Nice. Well, I'll break it.
I
Jeez.
got this one too, which is really cool. It's like a little statue thing, and if you go to the Lemmy statue that they have at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, they took off like the bottom part of this, and this is hanging right above Lemmy. Like they just took it off and like glued it on there as like a little plaque above his statue.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the same one that you can buy these.
That's cool.
Somewhere I read online today, I can't remember where it's at. They're making a Lemmy statue like the Phil Lynott statue that's in Ireland. I forgot where it was at that they're doing that. Of course, at Vakken, they built the one out of steel.
Yeah,
That one's
that's
amazing.
insane.
Yeah.
Where is that one? Like, where did it
I
end
can't
up
remember.
going? Does it move?
Oh, the one from Vakken. They may just keep it there for each year. You know,
I guess.
it resides in a resident of Vakken's backyard for 11 months out of the year.
I'm trying to find out where the statue is going to be.
Where's Manny? I thought Manny was going to be here today.
I'm sure he's at the bar. Statue.
He's picking up chicks, man.
I forgot I had this. This is,
I have that as well. Sure do.
Oh yeah, I do too. I should have been drinking it.
I have the shot. I have that and the shot glass.
this
I
is
got this pint glass, Motorhead pint glass that I'm drinking a beer out of, and I got
I
a little
have some
Lemmy.
stuff. I have some
Oh,
stuff on the mantle in the living room, and that's there. The shot glass, the Stein. I just went in and nabbed. I grabbed the prayer candle and the little pop, and that's all I grabbed off the mantle.
I like the little horn.
Yeah, man, that was
yeah,
perfect. Whoever
Yep, I got
designed
that
that,
too.
man, it was brilliant. Yeah, yeah.
That statue, the guy who modeled it has been doing it for 25 years.
He's been modeling it for 25 years.
25 years. But it's going up across from Queen's Theater. So wherever that is, the guy's from Wales. So it's somewhere out there. So
Yeah. I haven't been to the Rainbow and visited the statue. I had one little complaint about the statue. I think it's cool, but I think they should have made it look more like younger Lemmy, because they made it like what he
Yeah.
looked like right towards the end, and he looked really
Yeah.
rough. I mean, he was really ill, you know. I think they should have made it look more like 1985 Lemmy or something, you know. But
Yep.
but hey, whatever. Right? Maybe they just wanted to remember him the way he was the last time he walked out of there. So that could be the
They should have
the
made
reason.
they should have made Ralph's shirt as the statue with Wendy right with them
With
there. That
Wendy.
would have been-
Yeah. Yeah. I've got the Iron Fist and the Hordes from Hell t-shirt on.
cool.
Yep, yep. And Ralph has Orgasmatron.
Yep.
And other Ralph has Stand By Your Man, Lemmy and Wendy O.
The only one that didn't wear my
I got
Motorhead
it.
shirt.
Motorhead
killer.
bottle opener.
Yeah. You could whack somebody in the head with that.
But we were gonna do Metallica first. We're gonna talk about Master of Puppets first.
Yeah, if
I
we
don't
wanted
know.
to talk, that was I guess today was the anniversary of Master of Puppets.
What
So-
year? 86?
86. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. I know it's not cool to say this, but that's their best album to me.
Why is that not cool? Because it's true.
A lot of people say Ride the Lightning.
All right. They're both they're
You know, I agree with you, Ralph. I think it's their best album. It's not necessarily my favorite album, but it's
Well,
their best album.
That's kind of like Rain and Blood. You know it's their best album, but it's not my favorite Slayer album, but it is the best album, you know? And that's how I feel about Master of Puppets. And I think Orion, their greatest song, you know? And I can never get enough of that album. I was already a full-blown Metallica fan, even before Ride the Lightning. When Master of Puppets came out and I put it on, I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, this is the best thing they've ever done. You know, and I still feel that. I think that album is freaking amazing, man.
Game changer.
It really
it's my
is.
third favorite. It's my third favorite album. I go with Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All just for I don't know. They're all like the three great ones, but I like Ride the Lightning a little bit more than both of them.
Yeah, my favorite's Ride the Lightning, followed by Reload. No, just kidding.
Yeah, we got the Load box set coming out. And I saw as featuring songs that weren't on Load. I was like, I thought any crappy song would be allowed on Load, you know?
Well, I thought the leftovers from Load were Reload. You know?
Man.
But it does have, on the Motorhead subject, it is going to have the performance by the Lemmys. My friend Mark Roper was actually at that show. I remember he had a videotape of it. And he's like, I can't copy this for anybody. He's like, it's copy protected and everything. But he showed me some of it once over at his house, and it's a good concert. So yeah. So is it going to be the DVD of that, or it's just the audio?
I believe it's that. I don't know if it's probably not that exact vinyl that the Count has right there, but I think it's the vinyl.
But they're releasing
Oh.
it?
Yeah, it's going to be in the box set.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to the website.
I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not,
it's
I'm not a fan of those Motorhead covers. They were released as B-sides.
Yep. I do have a couple
Yeah.
of the singles that have a couple of those B-sides. I think it's Until It Sleeps or something. And what is it? Hero of the Day. I have that one just because it's got that Merciful Fate medley. Live is the B-side or the extra track on the CD single. But yeah, to me, the Merciful Fate medley was the greatest thing Metallica did in the 90s.
I didn't like it.
I
You
loved
didn't-
it.
you
That was
didn't
great.
like
They did
And
7
make-
songs on the Motorhead, the one for one night only. Metallica plays Motorhead live at Lemmy's Birthday Bash 1995, at the Whiskey A Go Go, Overkill, Damage Case, Stone Dead Forever, Too Late, The Chase is Better Than the Catch, We Are the Road Crew, and then Overkill reprise.
Yeah, I believe Too Late is one of those. I know a few of those songs ended up on Garage Inc. You know?
It's actually only going to be on the CD in the box set, so it's not going to be on vinyl, just on the CD. It's on a CD with other stuff on it as well as like other rarities and stuff. So
Wow, I'm
have a
surprised
full
they're not
story.
releasing the film because it's a pro film of it, a multi-cam.
Yeah, I remember
that is.
seeing
Let me
clips
see.
of it.
Let me see what the DVDs say. Nope.
Patrick says, "We miss you, Lemmy. We miss you, man. I just had Stone Dead Forever box on my laptop and my phone. That's a great box. I've got that as well. I didn't drag it in out of my box sets, but that is a great box set. It really is."
I was listening to Another Perfect Day live. This box set here,
Mm-hmm.
double live album, and I got some of those those tracks on this box set right here. Metal Meltdown brings pretty much the whole show. Really good stuff, but man, Robbo refused to do a lot of the Motorhead classics.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he surprised they didn't bust out a Thin Lizzy cover or something. Which later on, Motorhead did do Rosalie, but that's a Thin Lizzy cover of a cover, but whatever.
I
didn't know that. I thought that was an original Thin Lizzy song.
Nope, Bob Seger wrote it. That's what he
Damn.
says on the live. His one recorded by Bob Seger
Damn,
called Rosalie.
didn't realize that.
This is the Iron Fist box set. The
Mhm.
live show on here is not that good. It's got a lot of sound problems.
Mhm.
Sound drops, comes back, and it sounds scratchy.
I wonder, is that the same ones that were released on the CD deluxe versions?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Glasgow show was the one in the extra live tracks on Another Perfect Day. I can't remember about the Iron Fist. I didn't bring that in here.
A lot of those live bonus CDs, the sound did not sound very well.
Here's a box set that I've got. It's just all the singles, but it's miniaturized, CD replicas of the little 7-inch singles and stuff. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
I got a quick Master of Puppets story before we go just completely into the Motorhead. For one, I pulled out my Cliff Burton action figure.
Very cool.
But when I went to see Metallica on Master Puppets opening up for Ozzy, my friend, a couple months earlier, we went to the Black Sabbath, Wasp, and Anthrax show at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, and my friends got to meet Anthrax. They knew where the buses were, and they went around and they got to meet them, and that was like a big deal. We were little kids, like 16 years old. So when the Metallica played, we said, "Oh, we got to try to go to the same spot and see if they're there after the show." And sure enough, they were. And we could see them inside the bus, like watching the video of the night that they just played, like they were watching their performance. And I ended up getting my ticket stub signed, and I got the whole band to sign it, Cliff Burton and everything. I put it in this frame, and
Wow.
it was kind of cool because it was like I only met before this. I had met Night Ranger was at a laundromat around my friend's house. So we went and met them before a show, a local show. And I met Brad Gillis, but besides that, I had never met anybody before. So, and I didn't really care about them. But so it was like the first band I ever got to meet was like Cliff Burton with Metallica. And they were like, it was such a big deal
It's
at the
awesome.
time, you know. And the cool thing about that is I got the show, a bootleg of the show on vinyl. Got the
Oh
date and
wow,
everything
killer.
at the Metal Lands. And I had this Master of Metal bootleg from this one's supporting Ozzy in Tennessee on the same tour. And then of course the Master Puppets album, but that's it. I just wanted to, I pulled it out, so I wanted to pull it out again to show you.
Good stuff.
Killer.
I wish I
Killer.
I liked Metallica back then. Well, I was only 6 years old, so what the hell did I know? But I miss all the cool stuff, you know, because I was born too late. Unfortunately.
I saw him. I saw him on the when they were opening for Ozzy. It was the last show. Was the August 3rd show of '86, the one that's in the Master Puppets box set. There was the last show of the run with Ozzy, and it was Burton. I mean, it was James Hetfield's birthday, and they were like playing jokes on him. He had his arm in a cast. They had John Marshall on guitar because James couldn't play. But really cool. I wish I had that show because I didn't want to buy the box set just to get that show. I should have bought it anyway, but I didn't. I think the Master of Puppets box is the most expensive one now at the collectible stuff. But
Yeah, I bought it when it was new, and it came. This is the live show.
yeah, that's yeah. Yeah.
I seen him a second time on that tour too. When they came back around, we had tickets to see him when Cliff Burton was still alive, and of course, you know, he dies over in Sweden, and we're holding tickets when he died, and it was like, oh my God, we thought it was like
Wow.
going to be canceled, and just like 6 months later, they were back with Metal Church on the Dark tour for Metal Church, and they played. It was one of Jason Newsted's first shows. I think it was like his 5th or 6th show with them. They did a couple shows, I think, in Japan, and then they started in America again.
Wow.
This is a bootleg.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
I'm covering the nipples.
Yeah.
It's good. This is before Ride the Lightning came out, and they played Disposable Heroes. That's the only song they played from the album.
How does that sound? Because I remember seeing that a long time
It's
ago.
not bad. It sounds all right. You know, for a bootleg, it sounds all right.
Yeah.
It's called "We'll Nail You Down."
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
Flash. The show that I went
I'll
to,
be right back.
the show I was at was the last show. It was at Hampton, Virginia. And years later, like probably late 90s, I guess it would have been, you know, it was probably like 10 years later. So it's probably like 96 or so. I was visiting a friend and he had a roommate. And we were just talking and we were talking about concerts. And I told him I'd brought up that I had seen that show. And he goes, I was at that show. And he goes, hold up, I got something to show you. And he goes to his room. And he brings back a picture of him and Cliff Burton. And so Hampton Coliseum had a like a pond out back of it. And he just happened to wander around like before the show and saw that Cliff was back there fishing. And he walked up and talked to him, took a photo with him. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Cool
Well,
story.
I didn't get to see the Master of Puppets tour because they never played Florida until the Monsters of Rock tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder why they skipped Florida.
They went to Europe, and Queensryche took over. So I saw Queensryche Rage for Order open for Ozzy. And then they went to Europe, and you know, that's when Cliff got killed. But yeah, I never got to see them, man. I never got to see Cliff Burton. I've seen Metallica a bunch of times, and I've missed Metallica on purpose a bunch of times. But they got me back with Hardwired, man. I loved it. And then the next album, 72 Seasons, I was really, I hope they release it out. It's not that good. But still, the first three are the essentials. Those
I remember wanting to go to see Ride the Lightning really bad. They came local and I couldn't get a ride. I was like 14, 15 years old, and it was Armored Saint, in Wasp, and the next day in school and the rest of that school year, everybody that got a ride wore those fucking shirts all year long to remind me that I missed it. And I wanted to go. I was like into it and stuff, but I just couldn't get a ride at that point. And I actually have a Lemoore's tour poster, original vintage tour poster in a frame over there of that show at Lemoore's, but I didn't bring it down because it was Ride the Lightning era.
And I just got this hat the other day, Damage Incorporated Metallica hat.
Cool.
This came in the mail.
I used to have the shirt from the tour, but I wore it until it fell apart. And I had another friend who actually, when we were meeting Metallica, he had the white shirt version of that, and he got it signed by the band. And then he fucking wore it and washed it all the time. And eventually the autographs fucking wore off.
Why would you want
Put it in a frame or something. And the crazy thing I did is something even stupider is a friend let me borrow a pair of spikes for that night at the Meadowlands. And I was trying to get them in, and the people they had a big bin of all the spikes. They were taking them off people's arms and throwing them in the bin. They said, you can't come in with that. So they did that with me, and I was like, oh shit, it's my friends. I can't just let it throw in there. So I reached in and grabbed it, and then I made like I was going to the car to put it in the car, but my friends were already in. They had the key, so I just threw it over the fence, and then I went in, like I put it away, and I ran over and I grabbed it, and I was wearing it in there in the place. And I remember like one of the people that worked, they said, they let you in with that? I said, yeah. I said, all right. And I fucking wore it. And then I got to meet a Metallica with them. I took them off, and I had the whole band sign the inside of the spikes. Then I realized that, oh, it's my friend's spike, so I better get something else signed. And then I went around with my ticket stub. I got them all signed the ticket stub. Then when I got home, I'm like, I'm not giving this back to my friend. I told them that they took it off me and they threw it in the bin. And I said, I sorry, I owe you for the. Then I'm wearing them out of my house. But I was playing basketball with friends, and I put them on the bench. And some other friend was like, "Yo, let me wear them for a little bit." He was wearing them like what he wasn't playing basketball. Then at the end, I just went home, and the guy left, and I didn't realize that he didn't give me the spikes back. So I called him up. I'm like, "Yo, you got those spikes, right?" He goes, "Oh, I left them on the bench for you." I said, "Oh shit!" And I had to ride like a mile on my bicycle back down to the park. And sure enough, the spikes were gone. So somebody in my town's got a pair of spikes with scribbles on the inside. They don't know who scribbled on them, but all four fucking members of Metallica had, and it
Wow.
lost forever.
They're on
I
eBay
keep
right now.
mentioning that on shows. I keep mentioning that in shows that somebody will be like, "Oh shit, I found a pair of."
Somebody's
spikes
gonna
with
pop up in the chat.
some
Chat saying,
scribbles on it."
Those are
bought-
yours.
I bought some on
Because-
eBay 10 years.
Did Cliff Burton use a blue mark Sharpie?
I thought they were
sucks.
fake.
Sharpies were kind of new then.
Yeah, you see a lot of stuff signed in ballpoint pen.
I got-
Around that there.
Millions of ballpoint pen autographs. Like the first band I ever
This-
met, they signed my tour book.
Was who?
Crocus.
Crocus. Okay. Speaking of autographs,
On this one, Kirk Hammett signed it in a ballpoint pen, but the other guys used markers. One signed it in a red marker.
Oh man. Let's keep this when we talk about Motorhead.
What's up with the chat?
What is up in the chat?
People talking about seeing Metallica, what tours they saw on 86, and
Professor Clusterfuck says, let me try to teach Sid Vicious how to play bass in the 70s. Spoiler, he couldn't.
Yeah,
Didn't
I saw this show the other day of the Sex Pistols where Steve's guitar goes out and Sid playing, and he's playing the songs fine. The guy could play, everybody said, oh, he just went up there, he was a prop. There's a video out there where Steve Jones' guitar goes out, and I mean, it's not, precision, but it's the notes.
yeah,
So,
he was holding it down.
Sid could play. And even
it was just when he got really wasted and started being really a junkie is when he just didn't know what song he was playing,
Yeah, which goes to show, okay, maybe later he couldn't play, but he did play. He was able to play where people say he just couldn't play at all,
Well,
And
he could play. He didn't know to play the right song. He was playing the wrong songs half the time, you know. So it didn't
I
sound
love
right.
his voice. I love his voice. My Way's a masterpiece to me. People see it as a jokey song, and it is kind of jokey in the beginning. When the song starts punk rocking, I killed a cat. I love that shit.
Didn't
But
Gene Simmons teach Lemmy how to play bass? No.
well, well, Gene Simmons,
Hawkwind was playing before Kiss was.
Yes.
Gene Simmons told a story where he showed Geddy Lee
Yeah.
like the blues. Geddy Lee. You
Yeah.
know, Gene Simmons must have by the way, it's Kiss news. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Gene Simmons has a hard on for Geddy Lee because not only did he say that, he said this other time, he goes, if Geddy Lee was to dress like I do on stage, he wouldn't last 30 minutes. He's passed out. I'm like, dude, Geddy Lee is in way better shape than Gene Simmons, you know? He could do 5 hours on. Why Geddy Lee? Why do you keep bringing up Geddy Lee? Bring up like Bill Wyman or some old dude, you know?
Must
Oh,
It
must
brings them up because they toured with him. So.
must be some jealousy. Maybe he got some girl that Gene wanted. Who knows?
I don't know. Something happened there because he keeps like bashing Geddy Lee. He
But
showed
you guys heard the story when Kiss toured with Rush. At one point they kept going into their room, and the guys from Rush were like just getting stoned, and they didn't care about like all the groupies and stuff like that. And they like kind of wanted like Gene to get out of the room with the girl, and Gene like put him against the wall or something, and it was like, "Are you fucking crazy?" You know, like because he was like getting cock blocked by him or something. But they were just like they weren't like that, you know. But it's in Getty's book.
Hmm.
He tells the story.
On the Iron Fist Deluxe, they have a demo called "Lemmy Goes to the Pub."
yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I think
Is
I
it
have
on?
that.
Is it on
I don't remember what it is though.
there? It should be on here.
When those came out, that's when I got into Motorhead. Really, I mean, I always liked some Motorhead songs here and there, but when those things came out, I was like, I'm buying them all. And also, too, at the time, I was trying to play in a band with my cousin, and they want to do cover songs of Motorhead, and I'm like, I'll try, because I really don't know Motorhead songs, so I just tried to do something, but it didn't work out. It didn't go well, so I said I have to go and buy Motorhead albums.
It's not on here.
It's not on the vinyl.
I do have it on CD.
It's on the CD one.
CD called From the Vault. It's on there. Which I'll
This
hold
is
up.
this is a weird Motorhead record a friend of mine gave to me. It's an unofficial, and it's a double album, and it's got Motorhead doing various cover songs that were like on oddity releases, and it's got all these stuff that Lemmy did with like Doro and It Still Hurts. Got Lemmy and Slash doing Dr. Alibi, stuff that Lemmy has appeared on from various albums. Everything's just kind of collected into one set. Pretty cool to have.
Yeah,
Something neat. Yeah.
very cool. All right, I'll start holding up some Motorhead albums and we'll talk about each of them. Got to do this quick because there's 100 albums.
Yep.
First one I picked. Oh, what a coincidence! The first one I picked is the first album.
First album. Yeah.
I think this album is fucking awesome. It didn't really turn to Motorhead yet.
Yeah.
But Vibrator, Iron Horse is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
The
Chiswick.
Yeah, and what do y'all think? I love that first album.
Got some cool stuff. Iron
Oh,
Horse,
that's cool.
Born to Lose. Yeah.
That's some cool.
Lost Johnny. Yeah. The Watcher. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And they do a Train Kept a Rolling. And it kind of kicks ass.
That's some good stuff on there.
Yeah.
What do you think about like the on parole like being like considered like the first one, kind of,
I I don't own On Parole. I need to get that.
Yeah, I have it. It's pretty much the first album.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
got this really cool version. It came in a pouch.
No
Yeah, I
way.
saw that online. That's cool.
I got this when I was working at Caroline Records, and it came with a little button, little badge, and it actually came with like 2 photographs in here. Like
It
almost
it's
looks like
it came with a
early
little
Winnie
pouch
days.
that you could use. You could use that to put your stash in, your motor stash.
Yeah, I used to have a sticker saying how limited it is, but the sticker fell off of it. I can't remember what it was, but it was very, very limited version of it.
This is my favorite Motorhead studio album. Overkill. What an amazing record this is. Every song, I mean, Jesus.
I think that whole album is actually really, really good.
Kill,
Yep.
Stay Clean, I Won't Pay Your Price, I'll Be Your Sister, Capricorn, No Class, Damage, Trace, Terry Down, Metropolis, Limb from Limb. It's fucking amazing. An amazing album. Overkill. What do y'all think?
I like it. It's good.
Definitely one of the best ones.
Out of the
Probably
two
best
out
one.
of the 279 records, that's my favorite out of the two.
Oh yeah.
Better.
And this is my all-time favorite Motorhead.
I don't have.
I bought this. See, I've told the story a billion times, and I'll make it very brief. I went to the baseball stadium to see Heart and Blues the Cult, Firefall, and Motorhead. I never heard of Motorhead. Nobody has. And the radio that week for the concert, they gave a commercial for Ace of Spades. And you heard a little clip of Ace of Spades. I was like, dude, we got to get there early. And it was amazing. And I went looking for the Ace of Spades or any Motorhead album. I didn't find it. Like 6 months later, I found this. I was like, oh my God, Motorhead. And to this day, this one of the greatest live albums ever. It's crazy how it wasn't recorded. It wasn't recorded at Hammersmith though.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they popped the bubble on that one later on by admitting that, you know.
When I bought this was the heaviest thing around at the time. Nothing heavier, you know? And like there's a part where Lemmy coughs into the microphone. I always thought that was so cool, you know? That's it for the road crew. Yeah. Fuck yeah. No Sleep to Hammersmith. My favorite. What do y'all think?
Yeah, great live album. Yeah, just kicks ass all the way through.
Never listened to it.
I don't have the leather version.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite album of all time by Motorhead. It's my first one I ever picked up. No Remorse.
Yeah,
I agree.
Kind of cheating because it's a lot. It's a best of, but it's they had like a side full of originals that weren't on anything. This is a vintage poster that used to hang in stores back then for this album. It beat the shit, but still have it.
Behind me, I have a tapestry of that same Motorhead.
Yeah, this is my favorite Motorhead album, period. Like I said, it's just like Count. It was the first one I ever got on cassette, actually. And I mean, I just fell in love with Motorhead from that. I mean, because you had the new songs, but you had a best of as well. You had all the great stuff on it, you know. Yeah, it was a guy at school had that in the little leather pouch. They had a cassette version that was in a leather pouch, and he brought it to school. And I ended up getting the tape from him later, but he had cut the pouch up and made a patch out of it. And now the leather pouch version is the cassette is even harder to find than the vinyl.
Yeah, I never got the leather one. I just got this regular one, but I love this. This is a fucking amazing album.
That's what my tape looked like. Count that was in.
Yeah, I held up the first. I held up the first Motorhead first, thinking that was No Remorse, but then I realized it was this.
They've repackaged it several times too over the years.
How about
man, I love that one, man.
That's a good one.
This fucking rips, man.
Yeah.
Right, nothing up my sleeves. One of my favorites, a claw.
That was the first time I seen him was on that tour. That was my first tour of Motorhead was with that album.
I did
Mine's still got the sticker that says new release.
I did rock live. We played a Motorhead tribute, and I did Dr. Rock, the Doctor. What was the other? There was Bomber.
Hey, you got to remember these came out in the U.S. They had their labeled at GWR, but it was distributed over here by Profile, which was pretty much a rap label.
Right. Now here's one I had the whole
band on cassette.
The whole band signed this one.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah. I saw him on the
love that one.
I saw him on the 1916 tour, and I got to meet him all. And Wurzel literally hurt my hand when he shook it. He grabbed it so I was like, "Ow, damn!" Lemmy walks out with two hot chicks, right? And here we are, a bunch of headbangers, Motorhead fans. And Lemmy took his time. He talked to us. He signed everything. And then my friend Paul said to him, "Zamgo Pow, Seasons of the Witch rules." And Lemmy goes, "I gotta go, guys." That was a band Lemmy was in, Zamgo Pow. And they actually did a video on a boat. And it's psychedelic weird shit. And Lemmy wasn't too, he didn't care for that,
Is that how you pronounce it? I always saw it as Sam Gopal.
Well, Zamgo Pow. That's how this is one of the most underrated Motorhead albums, I think. Kind of outshine. I do like Orgasmatron more. Orgasmatron gets all the glory. This is kind of like Orgasmatron Part 2. Blackheart, Eat the Rich, Stone Deaf.
Eat the Rich is great, yeah.
The Wolf, Trader Dogs. Boogeyman may be my favorite song on here. I love rock and roll. You guys love rock and roll, man?
Some good stuff.
Yeah, man.
You any of you have this?
What is that? That looks like On Parole, no?
It's got 4 songs: Beer Drinkers, On Parole, I guess Instrumental, and Witch Doctor. It's 4 tracks recorded at Escape Studios in 1977, the same sessions that produced the first Motorhead album and single.
Yeah, that's been repackaged several times. I actually have a 7-inch single with that same cover on it. But this is the version I have of that, I think is the same, Wayne. Mine's called Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers.
Yeah, that's one of the songs on there, but I don't know. I got this in a yard sale.
You seen this one, Ralph? Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. Yeah, I love their cover. It's the ZZ Top. It's the ZZ Top song, and they kick ass on it. Yeah, great.
Can't see what you guys are holding up for some reason. It's all black on my screen now. Tony just appeared again, but I'm trying to go through them as Ralph is picking them out and stuff.
I forgot I had more Motorhead albums than I thought I did. I have Overkill.
Bomber.
I got 2 bombs actually. I got a limited edition silver colored vinyl of Bomber.
Nice.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got the box set, the Bomber box set version, like the book and the vibe stuff in there. And I got the CD version of this too.
Yeah, I got all CDs.
And I even have an old cassette of Bomber.
Nice.
It's an awesome album, man. All right, here's a weird one. This was released not too long ago on Record Store Day. Remorse? No.
I want to get that. I haven't got it.
The hell is that?
It was released on Record Store Day. It's a bunch of demos and B-sides, like Under the Knife. They have 2 B-sides called Under the Knife that are completely different songs. And it's very, very influenced by Twist Sister. Both one's very ripping, the other one's kind of mid-tempo but heavy. There's a lot of good stuff on here. And then, it has like the demos for the No Remorse stuff, like Snaggletooth and Locomotive and Killed by Death, Like a Nightmare, Over the Top. Steal Your Face. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
that Under the Knife, there was a version of I think it was the first version of No Remorse to come out on CD, was on Road Racer Records. And it had both versions of Under the Knife as but the bonus tracks on it.
Yeah, I didn't hear. Let me grab that.
Speaking of two versions of a song, you got this one, Ralph, the No Sleep at All.
I have it on compact disc.
There's a song included on here called Built for Speed. And that song first appeared, they may have had used it for a B-side, but the first time I ever heard it was that was their contribution to the Hearing Aid record, the Stars record that Ronnie James Dio did. The song Stars, they released an album and bands contributed songs to the album. They had the song Stars and had like Heaven's on Fire live from Kiss, Distance Early Warning from Rush live and stuff. And the song that Motorhead contributed was called On the Road.
Yeah.
And then they went back, and it's the same basic lyrics and same song structure. It's just they changed the chorus from On the Road to a little more, a lot more wording into it, and made it a little better chorus on this version when they were Built for Speed. And I love that song. I think it's great.
Actually that live recording is from the birthday party.
Okay.
Which I have on VHS.
Yeah. I had that on VHS years ago. I've got an unofficial DVD of it, but I remember getting that on VHS.
Here's the DVD right here.
It's hard to think that was their 10th birthday party at the time. They'd been together 10 years. I mean, tonight we're celebrating 50. You know.
Oh, talking about that, look, check out this shirt. 10-year anniversary. This is the shirt.
Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah.
This is my oldest Motorhead shirt. This is the back of it.
Killer. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it just has that 10 on there.
And apparently this year is his 10th year that he passed away.
No, I haven't been that long yet.
Somebody said it in the chat.
Oh, well, maybe, man.
Oh, Ronnie's, we're coming up on 15 with Ronnie, so yeah.
Peter Steele,
20, he died 2015.
Yeah.
Wow.
10 years.
Yep. Yep. December.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time flies.
See, time flies, man.
When you get old.
Yeah.
Wow. 10 years already. This is I got this Ace of Spades pressing, and it's an old original pressing, but it's on gold vinyl on the bronze label. Yeah. Pretty cool. Sometimes you'll find these in the shot. Sometimes you find them in the cover shots a little different. There's some different versions.
There are a couple different ones there.
You know, I still love Scott Ian's description of this. The first time he saw it, he's like, "Who are these crazy Mexicans, and why do they play so? How do they play so fast?"
I got the special box set of this too, with the book and the extra live stuff and all that stuff. You know?
It's the Three Amigos. Where's Ned Needlelander?
Yeah, man. Where's he at? Where is
he?
Little Ned
on these special editions. And I even got this on cassette too. This is a classic.
That's cool.
Definitely one of the best albums.
This is a bootleg from the Another Perfect Day tour, but it's got the front cover is the wrong photo. They've got Fast Eddie Clark on it instead of Robbo, but they did correct that on the back. It's Robbo from Queens, New York. Queens, New York, August 10th, 1983. Count. Were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that one up too. This was the other. There was two Lemores. One was in Brooklyn and one was in Queens. Lemores East.
Lemore's East. Yeah, Count went there when he was 10 years old. Drank beer.
On the back of this one, it has the show at the Ritz, which was unbelievable. I didn't go to this, but it was Motorhead, Wendy O. Williams, Stormtroopers of Death, and the Cro-Mags.
Fuck.
Yeah, look at that.
I heard about that show in documentary.
Amazing.
I think I saw a Billy Milano interview the other day where he talked about that show.
Yeah, I watched that.
Did you hear what Billy Milano said? The two members from Malevolent Creation are an MOD now.
Yeah,
Those
yeah, he was talking about that.
Yeah, those two members were in Thrash or Die.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, we
and
talked
he
about last
brought
week.
that up, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. It was like an hour and a half interview. It was really good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I haven't watched it yet. I need to check that out.
He goes off on Scotty and
Any of you guys got this one, Lemmy Mania?
no.
I have seen that before. That is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's a really old bootleg. The back is just all white. Yeah, the Hellcats inside. It doesn't say Motorhead. It says the Hellcats and
Yeah.
Motorhead song. So yeah, it's just one of my oldest bootlegs.
This one's been repackaged numerous times. This is the Roundhouse show from '78. I think it's that it's been released as What Are Words Worth? And yeah, it's just been constantly repackaged. Yeah. Lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff.
Yeah. Then there's this one, probably their most popular one, Ace of Spades.
That is a very good
Yep.
one.
We Are the Road Crew is like my favorite Motorhead song.
Yeah.
And Jailbreak. I love Dance. That's a deep track there. Love Me Like a Reptile. Good stuff, man.
Chase is better than the catch.
Another album that's not
And-
one
and-
bad song.
and I agree with that.
This would be my favorite of the later Motorhead stuff.
Mhm.
Sacrifice.
Great album.
That song, Sacrifice, and Out of the Sun's my favorite on here. But Dog-Faced Boy, Over Your Shoulder, Make 'Em Blind. Awesome stuff, Sacrifice.
Who signed that? Tony.
Mickey D signed this one,
Ah,
actually.
very
This
cool.
was my first Motorhead show was this tour. And I had a couple of chances to see Motorhead before, and they had canceled. One of which was Operation Rock and Roll. And they didn't play that particular show. They pulled off and went and played a show in Wilmington, about 2 hours away from where the rock and roll show was going on. And this particular show, Joey Belladonna opened, and Motorhead comes out, and some fool threw a full beer can. He hurled it at the stage, clocked Lemmy with it. Lemmy turned around, walked off the stage. I thought, okay, here it is. I'm not going to see him again. They're going to leave. But he came back out, and it was like I've told this story before. It looked like a scene from a movie. I'm serious. It's like everybody turned and looked at the dude that threw the beer. It's like, you got probably 600 people there, and they all look at this dude, and he's going to die. So, you could see it in his face. Basically, Lemmy came out and said, "Bring him around to this back door. I'm going to beat his ass," but security hauled him out, and they played, and it was a good show. It was, like I said, my first Motorhead show.
You said he clocked them. Then he put out an album called "Clean Your Clock."
Yeah.
This is a cool one. If any of you guys have this,
yeah, it's like a pop. That's the pop up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like,
oh, that's
man,
cool.
pops up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Those are my favorite kind of books when I was a kid, the pop-up books.
Now, if you notice on the Sacrifice album, that's a dick. You made that
Where?
coming out of his mouth. That's not a tongue, that's a dick.
I didn't notice that.
Didn't they change it on later pressings or something?
I'm not
Someone was talking about.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but Another Perfect Day has a dog dick. I think my Another Perfect Day was over here.
Let's see that
Oh.
dog dick. Get that out. Get that dog dick out.
Yeah.
James
I
West,
think I
he
need
saw
to
Motorhead
see
on
it
one of the
first,
early
though.
Ozfests. They ruled, of course.
Yeah, that was to me that was the best band that day. Here is like a dog dick coming out of his mouth.
Is that really what a dog's dick looks like?
This one is very loved now, but at the time was kind of like people didn't like it.
That's what I've always heard. I don't recall that because, like I said, it was a couple of years later before I got into Motorhead. But yeah, I always heard people say, "Oh, it's not." But when I got No Remorse, two of my favorite songs on the record were "Dancing on Your Grave" and "Shine," and they were from that record.
No, and the live show
I
on
think,
is fucking awesome. Live
I
at
think the thing that people hated was fucking seeing Robo with his fucking little blue shorts up there
Yeah.
and looking like an idiot,
Oh, that's cool. What's the B side of Shine?
It's Hoochie Coochie Man and I Don't Need Religion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that too.
Yeah, Brian Robertson, Robbo, he looked like he was trying to be in Olivia Newton-John's Physical video at the period, because that was real popular at the time.
Headband.
Aftershock's a good album. They're second to last.
Mm-hmm.
The Burner. And this is their last album. I love this album. You know what? I was very bummed. I saw Motorhead on the last tour. I saw Motorhead the very first show in America. And I saw the very last show in America at Pompano Beach, and it was the Bad Magic tour. And they didn't play nothing from this album. Lemmy was very sick. He played a good show. There's been a lot of bad shows Lemmy played toward the end. But mine, it wasn't a long show, and maybe an hour. But hey, man, he went up there and he belted it out. This is my favorite.
Last time I saw him, it was like, God, it sucked, man. I mean, it was just not that it's the performance; it just sucked seeing him like that. You knew he couldn't keep going.
Yep.
They did The World Is Yours and The World Is Ours, the double live thing. They have so many friggin' live CDs, but
Yeah.
I got that vinyl signed.
We Are Motorhead. Very underrated album too from the later stuff. Sacrifice and We Are Motorhead are my two favorites of the Mickey D stuff. Oh, and Bastard. But man, Stay Out of Jail, We Are Motorhead, fucking amazing album.
Have you guys ever seen this? This is basically St. Valentine's Day Massacre that they did with Girl School, but it's the Japanese version.
Oh wow.
So you got this cool little cartoon of them on the motorcycle. You get check the album out. The album it's at 45 speed, even though it's a 12-inch. See, look, it's got a giant center label.
Oh wow.
And then that side's like that. Yeah. I saw one of these for sale the other day. When I was in the Washington D.C. area. I stopped in a Vienna Music Exchange, and he actually had one for sale. I think he wanted like $60 for it or something. That's not bad for what it is.
Overnight Sensation.
Oh yeah, I like that album a lot.
It's a decent one.
Mickey D bashes this album. I think this album's fucking awesome. This is when they get signed to a label, Tony. And it's not that dude, this album is awesome, but it is kind of like a clean Motorhead album, but No Voice in the Sky. It's one of my favorite Motorhead. Yeah, there's a couple other more, and I think that's all my vinyl. I got the rest on CD, and goddamn, what a big ass stack. All right.
I didn't bring them in. I didn't bring all the CDs in. I have a couple of singles from the 1916. It's like a promo single called 1916. It's some live tracks. Because remember they put that video out that had from the tour that was live.
Yeah.
It's got live tracks from that on a CD. Pretty cool.
This has always been my least favorite Motorhead album, March or Die.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's got some, like, I love
Some good songs in there too.
Bad Religion, The Ripper, you know, it's got some really good stuff. Like, it's the worst Motorhead album, but it's still better than the Best Living Color album.
I'll let you
I've
know
got
next week.
a CD, a promo CD of that of just Hellraiser.
I don't like that song.
I know you mentioned that a few
I
times.
like the Ozzy version better.
Yeah, the Ozzy version's way better.
There's one
There's really no bad Motorhead album. You know, there's some songs aren't that great, but there really is not a bad Motorhead album.
No, they're consistent.
Private Brixton is one of those they didn't authorize. This I had
Here's
Lemmy.
a CD single. Here's a CD single from that one that he was
Don't
Don't Let Daddy
Oh,
Kiss
that
Me.
song.
Don't
That
Let
song.
Daddy Kiss Me.
That is not a good song.
No.
That would be
Probably
one
the
of the
fucking worst song ever.
What an album!
I hope he doesn't do a remake of that with Doro back in the day.
I had Lemmy sign this.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah,
It's almost
I've got that one.
It's an interview with Lemmy, and it has a bit the one to sing the blues and I'm So Bad Baby I Don't Care. The birthday party. This is where On the Road is from.
Mm-hmm.
This is an awesome one. This is the one where I had Under the Knife a couple versions. This has all rare B-side stuff and some rare live stuff. Really good stuff. Everything Louder Than Anything Else, a double album. I believe it is in Germany. This is a good one.
That's the live. That was the DVD that came, that VHS that came out too from the 1916 tour.
And this
the regular CD, Everything Louder Than Everything Else. Is that what you're just talking about?
Yeah.
I can't see when you guys are putting things up, but yeah, that's good.
this is The World Is Yours, which brings a DVD.
I was lucky to get that on vinyl and get it signed by the band. They didn't have many available. I think it was like maybe 50 or something. I don't remember. But I was able to get one. And that's one of my favorite things in my collection, actually. That signed album.
There's
a special edition of
Hammered.
Inferno.
Oh yeah. Okay. I get Hammered and Inferno album mixed up. They came out about the same time.
The Lemmy documentary is free on YouTube if anybody wants to watch it, by the way.
And this brings a DVD as well. Okay.
Lemmy Blu-ray. I got the Blu-ray of the Lemmy.
And then I got like this wrapping paper, I guess.
Cool.
The Motorhead wrapping paper.
The wraps.
Yeah.
The Lemmy wrap.
Motorizer. This is a good one.
Hammered is the one that the bonus track is the game. The song that Bob Kulick wrote for Triple H's intro.
Yep.
Shout out to James West. He's in the hospital right now, waiting for another leg surgery. So good luck with that, James.
The best.
Good luck, James. Man. Yeah.
All right, Snakebite Love. This one would be down there with March or Die for my least favorites.
Yeah.
This is a great one. This is a single for the one to sing the blues. There's a bonus track on here called Eagle Rock. It should have made the fucking album. It smokes.
What album was that for?
1916. And this is
it's called Eagle Rock or Evil Rock?
Eagle.
Okay. Eagle Rock.
Yeah, like that crappy band from California, Eagle. No Life, no Sleep at All. This one has Just 'Cause You Got the Power. When I saw it was Slayer, Motorhead, and Overkill.
That was my first time seeing him. Was that?
Motorhead was torn for this, not rock and roll. And this is another one I had. I had Lemmy and Filthy sign it. This is Ace of Spades and Bomber. And you know it's old school because look at the fucking look at the case.
Yeah.
Fat cases.
I love those
Yeah,
cases.
I love the fat jewel case. Love those.
Yeah. And that's about it. That's all my Motorhead stuff, guys. And no remorse on
We're talking
I gotta make
about
sure I have that. I don't know if I have
we're
that.
talking about autographs and what Count said earlier about the guy wearing the shirt and it washing autograph off. So I met Motorhead several times, got to meet Lemmy, hang out after parties and stuff. And I just never asked him to sign anything. I took pictures with him. I got this one photo here. Just the two of us. I got one somewhere where we're both shooting a bird, and I couldn't find that tonight. I had this in a frame in the other room, but yeah, I just never asked him to sign anything. I don't know why. And when I worked at the label, we had autograph stuff, and I mean, I don't know why. I just never. You would think I'd have a bunch of stuff signed from Lemmy. Well, the only thing I had a Motorhead back patch on my jacket. And on the Metal Masters tour, I got him to sign it, and you can't see it. It's like up in the corner up here of this. It's in a frame. You see right here, you see scribble. It's faded. Yeah. It's completely faded out. It just kind of you look better over. And I just kept wearing the back patch. When he passed away, I took it off and retired it. I put one of my after show passes in there, and I got a couple of Lemmy guitar picks and a Phil Campbell pick. Just stuck it all in. You can still see it a little bit, and Phil Campbell signed it too, and it faded off. But yeah, I just can't believe I never asked him to sign anything. I never brought a record or anything with me.
Well,
Yeah.
good
I got
thing
a ticket stub signed. I put it in this poster, stage fright poster, but I got the stub in there. It's from 1999. They played the Chance in Poughkeepsie with Hatebreed, Starhead, and Dropkick Murphys. And that same night, I had a Polaroid camera in my car, and I seen him outside. We were leaving the club, and the way that the place was, you'd walk right by the buses, and Lemmy's walking out with like a towel on him and stuff. And I was like, "Yo, Lemmy, fucking hang out and get a picture." He's like, "Yeah, just let me get my Jack Daniels." They went in the bus. I ran and got the Polaroid, and I got this picture of me and one of my buddies that was with me that night. Lemmy's giving the finger, and then I got another one with Lemmy and my wife.
Very cool.
Which tour was this?
I
forget. It was 1999, so
okay.
I can't remember the exact tour that it was.
That I think was Snake by.
That's when he didn't have the mustache.
Yeah. He didn't have the yeah. It was that short period where he didn't have the stash there.
Overnight sensation.
Yeah. And when first time I met him was at the Rainbow, and that was in '97, and I took a photo with him, and we're shooting a bird, and where our heads get cut off because the dude that took the photo just cut like half our heads off in the photo. Oh. But he didn't have the stash then. He was sitting over playing that game, and I walked over, and it was very, very noisy. And he was telling me about he was doing this movie called Tromeo and Juliet, and he's talking in my ear, and I'm like just astonished that Lemmy is speaking to me, and it's so noisy. I couldn't half understand what he was saying, but I heard Tromeo and Juliet, and probably several years later, I'm at Blockbuster and I'm looking at DVDs, and there it is, Tromeo and Juliet. It was a Troma film. Troma did.
Yeah.
And there it is.
I got
yeah.
Also, I have a Lemmy connection with Thrasher Die. We played a gig once in Fort Lauderdale, and after the show, this guy came up to me, and he was like, "Man, I really like your band, and I'm Lloyd Kaufman's assistant, and I would love to have your band on Nukem High, Return of Nukem High." So we did it. We wrote the song, and then we did a cover of the original Nuke 'Em High. We sent them. They played it in the movie, and Lemmy is in the movie. So there's the connect. So if you look at
Awesome.
Nuke 'Em High, when it ends, they Thrash or Die comes on. So and
Oh,
Ron
yeah.
Jeremy is in
That's
the movie.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's Return to Nuke 'Em High.
Return of Nuke 'Em High. There's Return of Nuke 'Em High 1 and 2. We're in both movies. Our song.
Wow.
We were invited to be in the movie, but we had to go up to Niagara Falls and we couldn't.
And I think I've seen those, but I need to pull them back up. I'm sure they're on Tubi.
They probably are, you know.
A friend of mine was in Tromeo and Juliet. There was like a Halloween party part, and they're like dressed up, and there's like they're all dancing around. But my friend went down because they did all them right in New Jersey, so it was like he heard about it and went down, and you'd see him just for like a couple seconds in the video in the movie. But that movie sucked, I thought.
Return of Nuke 'Em High is good, especially part 2.
The first one is classic. I love.
Oh, well,
the first
yeah, you're going.
one.
And I'll tell you something funny about that. That we did a cover of Nuke 'Em High, the song that's in the first movie, and Lloyd Kaufman wanted the guy that wrote the song to give the for us to put it. So he talked to me on the phone, and he was bitching at me. Lloyd's giving me a hard time. You guys covered my song and you ruined it. It's a terrible cover. And now he wants me to sign this shit, and I don't want to. And I was like, hey, dude, do what you want. You know, the guy thinks he wrote Stairway to Heaven or something. You know, it was so fucking ridiculous. He finally gave the permission. So that's what you hear at the end of the movie, the credits going up. Thrash or Die doing that. And we had to give our credit, we had to give our social security numbers, all this crazy paperwork to get our song in that movie. It was nuts. But I guess all
Yeah,
movies.
they got a new Toxic Avenger coming out soon. It
I
looks
saw.
pretty cool from what they're saying. It's like pretty brutal and crazy.
I'm
Looking
gonna.
forward to it. I got.
By the way, everybody, I'm gonna be right here, not on camera, but right here. I'll be able to hear and correspond.
I just don't know how it's going to work with Peter Dinklage.
Who's
I
Peter?
think he'll transform into the Toxie. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's
So
weird.
Peter,
used the skinny little guy the first.
the talking about the dwarf guy.
Yeah, he's going to be Toxic Avenger.
Yeah,
He's going to be Myron or whatever his name. What was his real name? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm
Bobby Doll.
Bobby Doll. He's going to be Bobby Doll. Okay.
That's his real name.
Wow. A couple people in the chat are talking about Dee Snider just did a news interview on a local in North Carolina channel about he and his family living here now. Yeah, that's about 2 hours from me where he's living at. He's living around Greensboro. A couple people making comments about it.
He's got to still be living here though, because he just did a commercial for a moving company. So he's still got to be here. What's that? What are you? Dee Snider.
Well, he said in the interview that
Peter Dinklage lives up by me. My wife met him at a shoe store that she was working at. He came in with his family for shoes.
wow.
Were they old dwarfs?
Pictures and stuff. No.
I knew you were gonna ask that. I was about to. I'm going, Wayne's gonna do it.
He's never going to come on the show, so I really don't care.
I got my Toxic Event. I got the Toxic Avenger box set, all the old ones, and it's.
I've got the
autographed.
movies on DVD somewhere around here. I haven't watched them in years.
I don't think I made.
Lloyd Kaufman
to
signed it.
That's cool.
He's always at the conventions up here in Jersey.
Yeah, some guy hooked me up years ago with all these Troma DVDs. There's a ton of them. The Tromeo and Juliet was in there. I think I kept that one, but they had stuff like Redneck Zombies in there and just all that stuff. Man, it was crazy.
I have them. They're like little box sets with like four skinny DVDs in each one.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole set of them.
Yeah, these are back early
Bloodsucking
2000s.
Freaks. That Bloodsucking Freaks is the best of the Troma movies, though. That's where Ralphus comes from. way better
what about
actor
what
than
about
Peter
what about
Dinklage. He's the best
what
little.
how about Luther the Geek? Remember that one? That was a Troma film.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Luther the Geek.
See, my guitarist and my co-host Lou, he would know all this stuff because he's a huge Troma fan. Joe walked or waked, or whatever the hell your name is. Supposedly the loudest band ever live is Motorhead.
Yes, they are. You know, when I met Lemmy and them after the 1916 tour, I was completely deaf. There was a guy that said to Lemmy, "Lemmy, what do you think of Sepultura's version of our Gasmatron?" And I was so deaf. Lemmy went right up to his face and went, he said something. I couldn't hear it. And it didn't look like he liked it.
I liked it.
Look, man.
That was probably the first time I heard like a different Motor song besides Ace of Spades, actually.
For the longest time, I couldn't accept it. No, Motorhead's the best version. But no, I think Sepultura is a little better.
I like it. I think it's good.
Manowar in the Guinness Book of World Records, it's the loudest band. They did like a decibel thing or something, meter, and Manowar.
Manowar was right.
Look,
It's louder.
the two loudest bands I ever saw is Black Sabbath and Motorhead. And I saw them together. You know, I was like, that was one of the earliest shows I ever took earbuds to, because I knew it was gonna more of it. And I said, "Look."
To me,
were you stone deaf forever?
For me, it was the Ramones, and Yngwie were the two loudest I've ever heard. The Ramones I had.
Yngwie was the loudest.
When Yngwie opened for Lizzie Borden, I left because I couldn't make it out. It was so loud. And I
had two people I was with left. Pete Pardo and Butch Jones both left the show because like Pete left during the sound check, like before they even came on because it was so loud. And then Butch lasted like 2 songs and then he left. But I sat through the whole thing with my wife.
I remember that when the Yngwie played a club here and it was so loud, and he brought his own, they brought in their own mixing console because I knew the sound man at the club and he was pissed because like my shit's not good enough. And they brought in their own mixing console and it was just unbearably loud. And I never bring earplugs. And I went to the bar and I said, "You guys got any earplugs?" And they said, "We've given them all out." So I was like, going to the bathroom and get like toilet paper and tissue and sticking it in my ears. You know, God, it was unbearable. Yeah.
I got a few more Motorhead albums. You guys didn't even bring up Iron Fist, did you? Did Iron Fist get brought?
Iron Fist.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Iron Fist.
The Lux one with the book.
I got hammered on vinyl, but here's a live one, Motorhead. It says Motorhead plus Lemmy, which is so friggin'
That's
retarded.
weird.
It's like live, live to win, live to win. So you know that's a bootleg, even though it's like limited edition red vinyl. But yeah, it's a bootleg if they got to try to tell you that Lemmy might be part of the album.
Yeah, but you know, he left for a little while and was replaced by John Corabi.
Hell yeah, I forgot about that. There's one cool. Oh,
that Sammy Hagar, I think, replaced him for a little while too.
I was gonna say all bootlegs are limited edition.
Yeah.
There's one Motorhead recorded live 1978.
Oh, I've seen.
I held that one up earlier. That's what I was saying. Count is it's been retitled several times. I know it was called What or Wordsworth and it's repackaged. I remember there was one, I think I had it on cassette, and the picture had been a wrecking yard, but it was when Pete Gill was in the band, like the No Remorse lineup.
You want to talk
about this was recorded live as Iron Fist and the Hordes from Hell, and I have the CD version of that. This is it was from Cleopatra had officially released this one.
That's what my shirt says. Yeah. But it's 1978, so they hadn't even come close to using the Iron Fist title.
There's a cool picture disc of it's a Motorhead tribute album.
Yeah,
it's got a bunch of hardcore bands on it. It's got Blood for Blood, Integrity, Dropkick Murphy, Scarhead, Electric Frankenstein, Zeke, Fahrenheit 451, Speed Dealer, but pretty cool.
I love Zeke, man. I'm a big fan of Zeke.
Speed Dealer,
live in Madrid. This was like I think this was like one record store day ones.
Yeah,
So
that's
many
more
live
recent.
Oh
ones.
man, it's getting
Yeah,
late.
they've
We gotta
been
get a shot
putting.
of
They have
Louder
been.
Than
Bass.
They've
Noise
been
live in
putting
Berlin.
tons. Yeah, they're putting tons of live recordings out. Yeah, they're getting like the Grateful Dead. They just got like tons of live recordings coming out.
Here's
Yeah.
the opera roll.
Ah, yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
40th anniversary edition of that one.
Which one is that?
This one,
What's the
this is
anniversary
like
one?
the 40th anniversary of like the first album.
Oh yeah.
And then the collection. I have this on cassette too. This is a cassette version. Like, here's another one. Lock Up Your Daughters. Live one.
Very cool.
It is the CD version of that other one I was showing. Here's one Motorhead plugged in. Here's one Motorhead undercover where it's just all covers. They do like Twisted Sister and David Bowie.
Yeah, I like
One
that.
I don't have that
They
one.
do Whiplash by Metallica.
Enter
Shooting Down
Sandman.
by Twisted
Don't.
Sister.
That Whiplash from Metallica won a Grammy.
Yeah.
And if you remember, Bob Kulick ran around going, I won a Grammy. He didn't win a Grammy. Like, he won some participation ship, but he didn't actually get a Grammy. Rest in peace, Bob.
When Motorhead today, it's another weird one. Kiss of Death. I think you did say Bad Magic. Here's Stage Fright on the CD version of it. And here's that Clean Your Clock one that I had. I guess this is the vinyl Motorhead show, and that one that had the pop up, you know. But this is really sad to listen to because you could just hear how weak his voice is and stuff. I don't know. I guess they had to put it out because it was recorded, but it's kind of sad. But it's 2025 in the live bone shaker, old VHS.
Nice. Yeah, I got that.
Here's another
Yeah.
perfect day.
I have that.
Another perfect day VHS. And the Stage Fright DVD and the best of Motorhead DVD.
Yeah, that's got all the videos on it.
This is a really cool one. Motorhead in the Studio. Yeah, this one's a great book. Motorhead in the Studio goes album by album. They just go into deep detail about where they recorded and what they used. If you're like into like the gear and all the equipment and stuff, this is a really detailed book about that. Really cool. And then of course Lemmy's book, The White Line Fever, which I thought was actually a little
Yeah, great
little
book.
disappointing. I thought it was actually a little disappointing. I thought it would be a lot crazier stories, and it focuses not as much on the crazy aspect of it. I almost like to hear other people write a book about him, just talking about all of the insanity. But then there's the Martin Popoff book, Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. This was really good. And I got this cool, this is a cool graphic novel, Motorhead. It's got like, you know, it's like like the story of Motorhead, but like in comic book form, you know, but it's got some really cool artwork and stuff in there. Goes through all the eras and stuff, you know. Oh, here's something I got that's really cool. So I had a friend that he used to go to Rainbow all the time in California there, and he would meet Lemmy and hang out with him, but he didn't get this from him at the time or nothing. But he knew after Lemmy died, he still kept going to the Rainbow, and he knew somebody that was really good friends with Lemmy. And I guess these were supposedly in his house. They were little beer coasters, and it's in his house he had these made up called Lemmy's Lounge. And I got he gave me like a little stack of them.
Yeah.
And he said these were actually in his house, and he said that he had like a whole pile of them that he used to like give them out to people when they came over and had drinks and stuff. And I would hook you guys up with some of these, but the thing is every one of them says something different on the back. Like this one says, "That was a great time, the summer of '71. I can't remember, but I'll never forget it." That's what that one says. And then
Pretty cool. Yeah.
this one says, a kid once said to me, "Do you have hangovers?" I said, "To get hangovers, you have to stop drinking."
That's true.
This one, if you think you're too old for rock and roll, then you are. And I don't drink milk. I never will, you asshole. That's what's in the one. And this last one says,
Lit.
born to lose, live to win, 49% motherfucker, 51% son of a bitch. We are Motorhead. We play rock and roll.
Lemmy
But
put
still
Jack Daniels on his cornflakes.
Oh yeah, I also have like I showed these during the 7-inch version, but I'll just flash them really quick. Got the double 7-inch, the Iron Fist 7-inch.
Got that one.
I got mine 7-inch.
Mine.
Heroes picture disc 7-inch. Bomber 7-inch. Motorhead 7-inch. Killed by Death 7-inch.
Yeah, I like that. They got Wurzel on the cross.
And then, of course, like I had some of the other Lemmy stuff, like this one, like Lemmy doing like the head cat stuff.
Yeah, I've got that on CD. Hold that up again. Count.
DVD, the head cat. Which one?
Yeah, that cover's great. The other one, it looks like 50 million Elvis fans, but it's all Lemmy in the gold suit. Yeah, I love that cover, man. It's great.
It's like Lenny and Slim Jim and Danny B.
Yeah, Slim Jim was the drummer from Stray Cats.
Yeah, Stray Cats guy.
I think, yeah,
oh, no,
Danny B. Yeah, he's a guitarist. Yeah.
Well, you got anything else, Ralphus?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's
Yeah.
been
As soon as it ends, I'll go, fuck. I remember something, but
like, wow, here's something.
Well, we'll come back on. Just let us know. We'll
get the, I got Motorhead. Wristband.
He's wearing it. He forgot. And your hat too. Your hat. You got a hat.
Yeah, I have a Motorhead hat too. I have to grab it. But hey, man, this was a great episode on the mighty Motorhead and the mighty Metallica. And I want to thank you, Ralphus, for wow, what a collection Ralphus has, huh?
Yeah, man.
That's some good
I
stuff.
got the Motorhead tattoo too.
And he has it on. I totally forgot about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ralphus, Wayne, and Tony.
Been great. Thanks for having us. Next week, we're talking about the 15th anniversary of Ronnie James Dio's passing.
All right. Yeah, let's do that, man.
I won't be here. I'm going to be seeing Living Color. So that'll be fun. I know you guys don't like them, but whatever.
Yeah, they're going to play Cult of Personality 4 times.
Probably.
Yeah,
I would.
I hope they do, because it's a good song.
Be a good idea.
I think
I think get in for free if you wear bicycle shorts. If you wear like neon green bicycle shorts, they let you in for free to that show.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm very shocked though. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be because you know who they are, but it's not even close to being sold out. I think I'm the only one that's going. To be honest with you,
Wayne won't be here next week. It's a private concert from Living Color.
That's fine.
I think Richard, the truck driver Richard, is going to join us next Thursday as well. So he's always got good Dio stories since he worked with them.
Right.
Do we want to say what's coming on the 22nd?
Yeah, we can talk about.
Yeah, to get people excited. We have Chris Cafferty from Sabotage and TSO coming on for an interview, which that should be really cool. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, I talked to him about the very last show of Chris Oliva. I was there.
Really?
Wonder if he has any interesting stuff about that night. But
was Chris playing with them then?
Yeah, it was Crown of Thorns. I mean, what was it?
Edge of Thorns. Edge of Thorns, yeah.
He's on that, isn't he?
I don't know if he toured for it. He's not on the album, but I didn't know he toured with them some off and on and stuff. So I don't know if he did that tour or not.
You know what? I'm kind of remember if he was there or not. But we'll find out in 2 weeks. So join us for Dio.
It'll be fun.
Sabotage TSO. You know, what's it? Trisberian. What was the name of them?
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I don't believe that orchestra is all trans.
I don't think so.
They're not.
I don't believe
but they are Siberian. That
They
I
are Siberia,
That-
and they are an orchestra.
That Paulie Walnuts from Sopranos meme saying, "There's no way that you can tell me they're all trans in that."
Yeah, that's a great meme. Yeah, Paulie.
That's where I got the joke from.
That's
All
just
right.
a classic.
Yeah, it's no
All right,
original to it.
everybody. Till next week. Come on, Gob.
Goodbye.